Good morning guys, how are you? It's me, it's Emma, it's Body Blitz Fitness, it's Thrilling Thursday, it's Throwback Thursday and it's the Hoop and Chat. But before I get hooping, let me just say quickly, there is no more sleeps. It is it. Today is the last day to get the early bird for Project U. So if you are ready for 4 weeks to get you started, to get you in the zone, to help motivate you, to keep you accountable, to get you to start exercising, to get you into your healthier habits and behaviours, and to give your nutrition a bit of a deep clean, as in let's start eating well, then this is for you. So remember, today up until 11:59 tonight is the last chance to get the early bird. You can still book it whenever. It starts on Monday. So that's Project U, but if you want to get the early bird, and I said it's quite a big discount, it's 20 quid off, let me know in the comments and I'll sort you out a direct link to book, okay? But this is your sign. Today, do it, do it, do it, do it. Who doesn't love a bargain? I do. Right, are you ready? Let's hoop. So I'm going to get my hoop on. Those of you who don't have your hoops, feel free to just do a little run pump on the spot or sit up nice and tall and do a little rush and twist on the edge of your seat, whatever you want. If you have got your hoop though, get your hoop. Pop it onto your low back, turn it, push, and off I go. I'm hooping forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. I'll try and make this a slightly quicker one today, because I'll try not to go into one. It's been a bit of a passionate thoughts week this week. Anyway, my core muscles are engaged, my shoulders are relaxed, I'm lengthening through my spine, and here we are. How are you all today? Are you good? I want you to talk to me. I've been talking about excuses, obstacles, things that stop you exercising, and then I was talking to someone this morning. We were saying that only about 10% of the population is currently exercising, and that's actually mental, isn't it? 10%. And apparently there's a load of new guidelines coming in that need to be set in place. There's a plan for a certain amount of years about children and making sure they are active for at least an hour a day. I mean, that's kind of obvious, isn't it? They need to be active, they need to be moving, because what we're doing now is we're building an obese and inactive society, because our children aren't as active anymore, and they, you know, I don't mean it's bad, but they sit indoors a lot and they play on their PlayStations and stuff like that, whereas some of you, like myself, when we were younger, you didn't have anything like that at all, and there certainly weren't mobile phones, and you were out playing, that was it, you were just out, you went out and played. And that was just how it was. Don't even really remember watching telly much, to be honest with you. The only things I do remember watching telly, funnily enough, were with my dad. And now I think about it now, totally inappropriate. I used to watch like Benny Hill, Kenny Everett, The Young Ones, Red Dwarf. I mean, what the hell? I don't think that was appropriate watching. But yeah, basically, that's the only things I remember watching. I don't actually really remember watching kids' programs that much, which is odd, isn't it? So, yeah. So anyway, my point was, what is stopping you? Tell me, because there might be a way I can help you. Some of you might be watching me just, I know, just like listening to me. Thank you. Some of you might be watching me because you are hoping that I have the answer. You know, you are thinking, I really want to do it. I want to, but I just can't. What is stopping you? Be honest. You know, talk to me. I'd love to know. You can put it in the comments, but if you don't want to put it in the comments for everyone else to see, although to be honest, most people only look at their own comments anyway, you can DM me, but I would love to be able to help you. And if nothing else, those of you who've listened to me before, you know I've got something for everyone, from completely free, totally free, to low cost. There is literally something from zero money to £3.49 a month to a £5. I mean, honestly, budget isn't going to be the problem, I promise you. I am literally got something to help all of you. Obviously, the more you invest in yourself, the greater or the more chance of optimising the results that you want. However, it's just making a start. That's all you've got to do, just make a start. Even if it was just to join the free daily challenge group, that's a start in the right direction. You took a step forward. You haven't just stood where you are. And when I'm talking to you, don't get me wrong, I haven't got it all down. I procrastinate a lot. You know, I do things and then I think about it for too long and I don't actually do my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, go. I do with my exercise, but obviously it's also my job. So that makes it a little easier for me, not going to lie. But, you know, so I do get it. I do understand.
But what is it? Why? What is it? Are you a procrastinator? Do you think about it but you never quite start? You know, is it you think you are just so time poor you can't do it? Because trust me, I'll find a way for you. I will. That's the one thing. I am incredibly flexible when it comes to finding ways to help people. You wouldn't believe it. I will. I'll always find a way. Is it money already? That doesn't have to be an obstacle, I've said to you. Obviously, of course, if you sign up for, I don't know, say you sign up for Body Blitz Fitness, you know, and you're paying that monthly fee, you know you're going to get your money's worth, you're going to come and do the classes with me, yeah? Maybe you sign up to do Fitter in 15 lifestyle nutrition, particularly fantastic for any woman over 35 plus. It really is. Again, you're going to get everything you need, so you're going to get a lot there. You're going to cover it 360 degrees. Whereas if you just join, say, the free daily challenge, it's still there for you. It's just obviously you haven't committed as much, but it's still a start, so it's good. You know, maybe then you might think, well, do you know what? I'm not ready to commit, but I'll do the subscribers with Emma. And that's £3.49 for a whole month. I still coach Monday to Friday. You get that coaching and I drip feed a little bit. So maybe that's better for you. Some people are throwing themselves in, they're all or nothing. And some people just want to dip their toes slightly in the water and just see how it feels. You know, we are all different and it's about finding a way to move forward that suits you. So talk to me. Tell me what your biggest obstacles are, or the excuses that you tell yourself. Whatever. Tell me. Let's get into the nitty gritty of it and work out what's going on. And what do you want? You know, are you weight loss driven? Are you literally just driven by how much you weigh? I must admit, it's such a shame if you are, because apart from, obviously, if you have got a lot of weight to lose, as in, you know, like you are very, very overweight, then of course you're going to be thinking more about weight because you know it needs to come off. But if you're sort of somebody that's got maybe just a few pounds here or there, or maybe a stone that maybe you would rather not have, you've got to stop focusing on them freaking scales, guys. You know, I weigh a fair bit, but I'm leaner and fitter than I've ever been. So you've got to stop looking at the scales. You know, I do go with how my clothes fit. You know, if my clothes start getting a bit tight, I'm like, yeah, okay, put on a bit of weight here, and it's not a positive way. I go more with how my clothes feel, how I feel, and how I can visually see as well. I don't know if that makes sense. You know, when people only focus on weight, they can. It's not good, and especially something I've learned as I've got older. For women, drastically cutting your calories is a big mistake. Big mistake. You know, yo-yo dieting, yo-yo exercising. You know, people do it all the time. Slimming World and Weight Watchers is a classic example. The amount of times people go to them, oh, it really worked for me. It did really well. I'm going to go again. Well, if it really worked for you the first time, you shouldn't have to go the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh time. Because what it should be teaching you is a way of life that is sustainable. Drastically cutting your calories, cutting out food groups, it's not sustainable. It's not. And anyone who tells you is just wants your money. Right, let's go the other way. I was meant to be hooping quick. I've done 6 minutes now. Sorry. There you go. So again, the only good thing is if you are listening to me and you're still listening at the moment, you can see I am very, very passionate about what I do. So that comes across in how I train you and how I look after you. I will find a way to help you. Some people are, I don't know, you just can't help it. Like, it's probably why I've got loads of dogs. I'm quite loving and quite caring, and I like to nurture. But the only downside to that is I do want to save everybody, and I want everybody to do well and succeed. And you'd say, well, how's that a downside? It is a downside when people won't listen. Then it's a downside because then you feel frustrated because you think, oh, I'm here. I want to give you everything I can, and you just don't do any of it. But you know, that's the downside to having the personality I've got, to be honest with you. But again, you know, you'll see I will be your biggest cheerleader, and if you let me help you, I certainly will. So as I said, weight loss, it shouldn't just be all about weight loss. But again, for a lot of women, that's what it is about. I used to be terrible. I used to weigh myself all the time. I don't now. If I do, and this is something else you think about, when you weigh yourself every day, you don't need to weigh yourself every day. You should weigh yourself at 4 women at 4 weekly blocks, so either at 4, at 8, at 12, at 16 or 20 weeks. Because you go in a 4-week cycle with your hormones. And even when we're postmenopausal, that still kind of stays with our body. So that's something to think about, yeah? So do it like that. Don't be weighing yourself all the time. And the only reason I actually even use scales is I use them for the body metrics. I do it for like my bone density, because as a perimenopausal, postmenopausal woman, that was something that I had to really work on, which you'd be surprised really with all the fitness I do, but yeah. So I do it for bone density, metabolic age, visceral fat, that deep abdominal fat, that sort of thing. That's what I want to know. How accurate the scales are that we have, probably, do you know what I mean? You need to go on something that costs like hundreds of thousands really at the hospital. But it gives you a good idea and a good starting point. So that's the only reason I use scales at all. It's not really about my body weight, but it's still deeply ingrained in my brain, even though I've said all of that to you. If I get on those scales and that's gone up or whatever, I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Which is stupid, because my clothes are fitting great, blah, blah, blah. The funniest thing is, this, some of you appreciate this, I've got a Vinted. Does anyone use Vinted? So I've got a Vinted account, so loads of stuff on there. I remember buying these jeans from River Island, and I think at the time, I got a 12 and a 10. I think I'd got a 12 and a 10. And the 12 were a little bit baggy, but the 10 were really tight, but I bought them anyway. Anyway, I had those in a suitcase for years, couldn't wear the blooming things, didn't fit. I wear them now and they're like pretty loose, it's really funny. So I had those for years, but I got them out of the suitcase and thought, I'll just try them and see if they fit. They fit, so that's great. I'm like, yeah, result. Saying that though, clothing sizes. I buy stuff from Zara. I've got some stuff from Zara that's a large, some that's a medium and some that's a small. You know, I think it's just about feeling good in whatever you're actually wearing. Don't worry so much necessarily about the size. But again, like I said at the beginning, if you have got a lot of weight to lose, that's different. Then obviously you are going to be a bit more focused on the actual scale. Although I have to say to you, if you're somebody who has put on quite a lot of weight and feels they have quite a lot of weight to lose, it is easier for you guys. I know you're going to think it's not. It actually is, I swear. It's people who've only got like a few pounds or that half a stone shift. That's a lot harder. So that's good news, isn't it? So whatever for the larger ones who want to reduce their weight, it's going to be easier, I promise you. So just make a start. I promise. I've got you. And then for those of you who've only got a little bit of weight you want to lose, change your focus from your scales to your training and your nutrition and sorting out your sleep and lowering your stress. And do you actually have half a stone to lose? Do you? Or is that just you're thinking about what you used to weigh and wanting to do that again? You know, the psyche behind it is really interesting. Anyway, that was heavy, wasn't it? So there I was going to come on here today, do a really light-hearted one. I was just going to tell you all about Project U, and that was about it. Let's change the subject now. So my husband's very fed up, bless him. So it'll be 4 weeks tomorrow since the knee op. The actual knee itself is doing well, but the muscles surrounding it, sort of like his hip and his thigh, I think it's really where the tourniquet was done up so tight. I think he's probably got a little bit of actual nerve damage, so he's not happy. He's very fed up and trying to cheer him up. He can't drive or anything, so I'm going to take him out. We're going to go to the cinema. Did you know it's National Cinema Day on Saturday? But it is in England anyway. So if you've got a cinema near you, nearly all the cinemas are doing any film for £3. So if you're a cinema lover, I'm a cinema lover, I love it. Maybe you'd like to go to the cinema, and if you are, what are you going to go and see? We wanted to go and see The Equalizer 3. I love a bit of Denzel Washington, but it was virtually sold out, so we're going to see the Meg 2. Meg 2? Was it Meg 2 or Meg 3? Meg 2. I couldn't remember. I like a bit of Jason Statham. So we're going to go and see that at the weekend. So yeah, there you go. We've covered a lot of subjects today. But talk to me. I would love to know if you've spent the time listening to me going on and on and on for this, 13 or 14 minutes. Talk to me. You know, I'm asking you. I'm here to help you. Give me a shout. Let me know what you want help with. Or just talk to me and tell me your thoughts on what we were just discussing. Oh, and finally, I don't know if any of you saw the reel I put up yesterday. I put up a What Is It Wednesday reel because I got sent a free gift from Love Honey Official.
I wasn't sure how to promote it, so I did a guess what it is. Oh, what is it Wednesday? And I held it up. Did you all guess what it was? Well, we'll talk about that another day because my husband's listening. I don't want to talk about it when he's listening. Guys, have a fantastic day. If you have done your Throwback Thursday pictures, please tag me in them because you know I'm a little bit nosy and I love to see them. Instacrew, thanks for watching and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys. Oh, don't forget, if you want to know about Project U or you'd like the link, please just put it in the comments or DM me. And what about my little Facebook crew? There was lots of you on there. I doubt anybody's still there till the end. Is anyone still there now? If anyone's still there, thank you for watching. If you watch this later on Catch Up, please pop it in the comments that you watched it or give me a thumbs up or something. And I look forward to seeing you soon and hopefully working with you soon. Bye, guys.